This is Graham from Doteasy, and we're coming to you with another video. This video is about the SmartMail email service, one of our email platforms that many of our subscribers are on. For this, we're going to be showing you how to set up the folder auto clean. What this allows you to do is this allows you to set up your individual folders like your junk mail folder, your deleted items, your inbox, to delete email automatically by either the size of the account, how much is in the folder, or by a date, say like after a week or so. So this way you can help your account manage itself, so you don't need to keep going in to delete messages or remember to do so. It'll do it automatically for you, and that way you'll never have to worry about your account ever filling up. This is quite a common question that's asked, and people asked us to make a video, which is why we've gone ahead and made this for you. So we're going to be showing you how to set it up start to finish. So the first thing we want to do is we want to go to the Doteasy website. From here, we click on webmail login, and then we want to actually sign into our email account here. And make sure that you are signing into the actual email account you want to check this for, because any other email account, even if you're an administrator, will actually have their own setup here for it, so they will all be different. So just do keep that in mind. We want to click continue to sign in to go past the loading screen, and you're going to find your today page, which is normally where it drops you at. If you set it to take you to the inbox or somewhere else, that's okay. You just need to make sure you're logged into the account. Once you're in here, you want to go to settings, which you'll find on the left hand menu. And from here, we need to go under the middle section to where it says filtering, and under the filtering heading to where it says folder auto clean. Under here, it's going to say by default to use the default auto clean settings. This is basically a manual amount that allows you to go ahead and manually do it, so deleting things when you want to. We want to go to override the auto clean settings, and we want to click on where it says save at the top, make sure it shows it in green here, and then move over to rules. Now we need to actually set up the rules before the auto clean does anything. I'm going to click on add rule. It's going to ask us first of all what folder you want to set up and do. Now for email, typically the inbox are things you generally want to keep. Deleted items and the junk mail folders are typically things you want to get rid of. And the sent messages folder is normally something that fills up on its own without noticing. So we generally suggest to set one up here as well, because this is where we find most people forget to delete it. Remember that everything on a server, whether it's the sent item, whether it's junk, whether it's deleted, it all does count towards the email storage space. So do make sure to keep that all in mind. So we're going to start off here by clicking on the deleted items, and we're going to do this one by size. So we're going to say 80 megabytes. We're just using 80 megabytes because the default size for any account is generally 100 megs, but of course you can go through and change your size to anything you want. We've actually got another video that shows you how to manage your account, so if you're not sure how to do that, you can go check that account quickly to see how much you have to work with. Under here, we're going to set this one to 50, and then we're going to go ahead and click on save. So what this rule does now, it says the deleted item folder is modifying it by the size, and when it reaches over 80 megabytes, it'll reduce it down to 50 megabytes. This doesn't mean that if there's more than 50 megabytes it'll start it. It means it will only start as soon as it actually hits the 80 megabyte or exceeds that limit. It'll then drop it all the way down to 50 megabytes. We can then set up a second rule, and this time we're going to set it for the junk email. This one we're going to set by date. So if we set this, say, 7 days, this means that after a week, any email in the junk mail folder will automatically be deleted for us. I'm going to click on where it says save, and you can see we now have the two different ones set up. One versus the amount that's in the account, the other one versus the time. Now one thing to keep in mind, if you do create a second rule, so we're going to create a second one for the deleted items. We're going to do it by date. We're going to set this one to just leave it as 30 days. What happens now is you have two things for the same account. You're probably going to ask yourself what rule is going to take place first. It always works itself from top to bottom. So in this case here, it'll hit the first rule and it'll say, okay, is there more than 80 megabytes in the folder? Yes, there is. Okay, delete it down to 50. If there isn't, then it says, okay, moving on, there's no problems. After that, it then hits this one and it says, okay, are there any emails above 30 days? If there is, yes, delete them. If no, move on. It's okay. So this means, for instance, that if you have, say, less than 80 megabytes and more than 50 megabytes, and it moves over to 50 days, it's never going to hit the first rule, but it's going to hit the second rule. So do keep that in mind, that depending on the order you set up in the rules, some of them may never actually get hit. So just do keep that in mind. That way you can help prevent things from getting too complicated by setting up complementary rules for this. And generally the size one is the more important one, because that way you make sure that it never gets filled up, whereas date is more only concerned about clearing out, say, like the junk mail folder, whereas things you don't really need for that long. After 7 days, you'll have time to go into the junk mail folder, just make sure there's nothing legitimate caught in there, and otherwise it'll get rid of everything for you. It's a very easy way to go through and set them up. Once you're set up, if you ever want to modify one, you can either do it by simply double clicking on the rule and you can modify it this way, or you can also go to the edit option at the top. So you can go ahead and modify them here and then make sure to click on save when you're done, and it goes back to the screen. So this way you can easily modify any existing rule as well. You want to make sure once you've ever made any changes or done everything that you always click save just to be sure they take effect, and see the little green message here to let you know. So that's all you need to do in order to set up your account to auto clean itself. It is very simple, very easy to do, and it's more of a one-time setup. Once you've got it set up, then your account's going to self-manage itself, and you never need to worry about actually the storage space again. Very simple, very easy to do. If you find yourself needing more storage space and you don't want to delete things, well, we do have the unlimited hosting plans under promotion right now. So they are definitely pretty cheap and easy to set up. That's going to give you with as much email storage space as you're going to need, as much as the server hardware can actually physically support. So that's the alternative if you find yourself having trouble with this. If you have any other questions or comments, you can certainly leave them in the comment field here. You can also contact us on Twitter as well as Facebook. Let us know if there's anything you have questions about this. Contact our support about as well. If you have any other videos or anything you'd like to ask, just let us know. We'll be more than happy to try and make other videos or answer your question. Make sure to like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, subscribe to our YouTube channel so that you can find out more videos, more information we're bringing to you as it comes available. Thank you.